Mr. President.
Senator from Ohio.
Mr. President, with great honor, I stand before you. As you know, I've been in this chamber for 10 weeks, and it's one of the greatest honors of my life to represent the people of Ohio here in the United States Senate. It's especially an honor because I wasn't born in this country. I was born in Bogota, Colombia. My mom and dad moved myself, my sister, and my 5 brothers to America to find a different opportunity, a better opportunity. We are part of a long line of immigrants that have come to this country to make this country stronger and to make this country better and to live our version of the American dream. We know what happened, Mr. President, over the last 4 years at our southern border. It was a total and complete disgrace. It's a disgrace not just because of the unlimited amount of people that came into this country, almost 10 million encounters over a 4-year period, but it's a disgrace because that's not how we should welcome people to this nation. We should not have people who want to come to America pay a drug cartel to smuggle them across Mexico, raped along the way, beaten along the way, every last cent that they have robbed from them and their families, and then smuggled into the country, and then charged even more money when they think the journey's over. In some cases, the people come into the interior of the country and have to pay back enormous sums of money so that cartel members don't come into the country and find them and kill them or kill their family members back home. That's no way to have people come to this country. Now, if you look at this chart, it's a very famous chart because President Trump referred to it at his rally. You can see immigration is not a new issue in this country. We've had a problem for a long, long time. President Trump took office, and he put in place right here an executive order. And what that executive order did is it said, hey, you can only claim asylum at a legal port of entry. So if you cross the river, if you scale a wall, if you go through a tunnel, you can't claim asylum once you get to the other side. Because as we know, asylum is for refugees, people who are fleeing dangerous situations because of their race, their religion, or their political beliefs. So when he put that in place, look what happened, Mr. President. A total collapse of border encounters. Now, President Trump left office. Joe Biden rescinded that executive order, and we saw what happened. Massive spike in illegal crossings, devastating our Border Patrol agents. Our Border Patrol agents were totally outmanned. They were completely overwhelmed and unable to do their jobs. Now, in a political season, Joe Biden put in place the exact same executive order. What did that executive order say? You can only claim asylum at a legal port of entry. If you enter through a non-designated port of entry, you're immediately returned. And look what happened. Another massive drop. Now here, President Trump took office and is now actively returning anybody who comes through in a non-designated port of entry. And we're down to 8,326 border crossings in 1 month. At the peak of Biden, that number was almost 350,000. We didn't have to pass a law. We didn't have to hire new Border Patrol agents. We didn't need new equipment. We honestly didn't even need more wall. We needed better policy. Mr. President, I campaigned to run for the United States Senate for 2 years. And during that 2-year period of time, I drove to every corner of my incredible state. I drove to every corner of Ohio. And to a man or a woman, the voters would tell me, please go down to Washington, D.C. and do something. The American people want to have faith and confidence that their leaders are actually able to come together and accomplish legislation that's purely common sense. So I present to you, Mr. President, today, a very simple bill. Very simple bill. We don't have to boil the ocean. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's very simple. It says, if you're an asylum seeker, you must file a claim for asylum at a legal port of entry. If you're going to come to America and you're seeking asylum, do it at a legal port of entry. No release of asylum applicants into the interior of the country. We're going to follow the law. We're going to have them wait in the prior country, and in 180 days, which is currently the law, which is being violated, sometimes it's 5 or 6 years, but they wait until their asylum claim is heard. There's no second chance. Once we've identified that you have a fake asylum claim, then you can no longer claim asylum ever again. And anyone who entered the U.S. illegally is banned from claiming asylum. We welcome people in our homes every day. We don't let people break through our windows to come see us, because that's insane. Now, I know that my Democrat colleagues are in a mode where they want to fight everything that we're doing, Mr. President, but we should at least come together on this. And as I look over at my Democrat colleague, there's only two of us in this entire chamber that are naturalized U.S. citizens. We know firsthand what it means to be able to be accepted by this country. 98 were born here, 2 of us were not. We became citizens of this country, and we got the ultimate opportunity to represent this country in the United States Senate. Let's come together one time and show the American people we don't have to fight about everything. We can actually accomplish common sense legislation. Let's put in code. Let's put in legislation those executive orders that not once, not twice, but 3 times has been proven to reduce border encounters. I can't imagine that my Democrat colleagues will fight this. And I hope that somebody who's been here for 10 weeks, as opposed to my colleagues, some of them have been here for 2 or 3 decades, fail to understand that the American people are watching. The American people want to have a Senate and a House and a government that can actually do something that matters a lot to them. So I will yield to my Democrat colleague from Hawaii, and I implore you, let's show leadership together, you and I. Let's show this leadership and get a very, very simple bill accomplished. And I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on the Judiciary be discharged from further consideration of S-200 and the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration. Further, I ask that the bill be considered read a 3rd time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be made and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection?
Mr. President.
The senator from Hawaii.
Mr. President, reserving the right to object. My colleague claims that this bill will reform our broken asylum system. As the other naturalized citizen in this body, I object.